You may think you would notice if a narcissist was falling apart. You may assume that their collapse would be loud, explosive, and dramatic. But what if I told you that narcissistic collapse does not have to be any of those things? What if I told you that a narcissist could be imploding right in front of you while still maintaining the illusion of control? They don't have to look terminally depressed to be collapsing. In fact, they can be high functioning and crumbling at the same time. And that is what makes their silent collapse so dangerous. While they try to maintain their facade, the cracks in their mask start to show in subtle but undeniable ways. And today, I am going to expose all of it. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. The topic for today is 5 alarming signs narcissist is silently collapsing. Number 1, their dressing style changes in strange ways. Any narcissist carefully curates their appearance to command admiration and control, don't they? But when they start to collapse internally, you will notice subtle shifts in the way they dress. Some narcissists who once prided themselves on impeccable style may start looking disheveled, wearing mismatched outfits, ignoring their grooming, or repeating the same clothes. This happened to my now deceased narcissistic uncle. Others may go in the opposite direction, suddenly overdressing in a desperate attempt to regain the admiration they feel slipping away. You may also notice them becoming strangely fixated on one specific look, obsessing over a particular outfit that they feel gives them control over how they are perceived. They may dress like they are going to a business meeting every single day, even when it's inappropriate, or wear casual clothes to situations that demand formality. All because they're struggling internally with how to project their usual dominance. See, it's not just about fashion, it's about the loss of absolute control. A narcissist who feels in control has a polished and calculated appearance, but when their world is cracking, so is their ability to keep up the facade. But here is something that you need to know. People struggling with a lot of mental health issues like depression or PTSD can also show the symptom, which is why context always matters and is important. We're talking about a narcissist who used to dress properly, even copied you or your style of dressing, but all of a sudden barely cares about what is on their body. Number 2, they enter an uncharacteristic pleasing mode. Narcissists of all types and kinds are dominating in different ways, entitled and dismissive. But when they silently collapse, they start doing something unusual, people pleasing in ways that keep them going. They beg for supply and don't hate the fact that makes them look desperate. They sense they're losing their grip on their usual sources of scavenging. So they shift strategies. Maybe they have been demoted. Let's say maybe it's a narcissistic parent who sees him or herself as an estranged parent. Suddenly, they're overly agreeable, complimenting you or others excessively, or even acting like they genuinely care. Why? Because they have zero power. But they do not feel, but don't be fooled. This isn't real humility or mellowing down. It's manipulation born from fear. It is the wounded wolf trying to win back favor before the walls close in on them completely. This behavior may also include making grand gestures they would never have done before, like offering gifts, suddenly being generous, or volunteering to do things for others without being asked. But it does not feel natural. It feels forced, almost rehearsed, like they are putting on a performance for the audience they are desperately trying to retain. They exude pick me or say me vibes at this time, but most people don't realize that. However, this is short lived. How long will they keep feeding on corpses? Every time they settle for something less than what they deeply think they deserve, they hate the person who saves them. Let's say you save a broke narcissistic man and you get his finances in order. Once he gets back on his knees, I promise, instead of being helpful, he will hate you or being empathetic. That's how they are. Sign number 3, their hyper anxiety leaks into rage. A silently collapsing narcissist is drowning in anxiety whether they show it or not. But instead of expressing it in obvious ways, it leaks out in unpredictable bursts of rage. They may lash out over small inconveniences, overreact to minor criticism, or explode over something that never would have bothered them or they would have kept hidden. This isn't just anger, it is panic. The mask they have spent years perfecting is now slipping, and they do not know how to stop it. Imagine sand slipping through your finger gaps. That's it. That's the imagery. The tension in their body is unbearable and unhidable, and because they refuse to acknowledge their own vulnerability, they externalize it. How? Well, they snap, they criticize, they insult, and yet beneath it all, you can sense the desperation. Everything they touch turns into ash, and that is their karma. Their rage may manifest in passive aggressive ways. Instead of direct outbursts, they start sabotaging people around them, making snide remarks or withdrawing affection and support from those they once controlled. It's a slow burn destruction meant to maintain their dominance while their own internal world is falling apart. Number 4, very important, the caught thief look in their eyes. There is a specific look that a collapsing narcissist gets. The look of someone who knows they have been exposed. It is the look of a thief caught red-handed. My grandfather had this look in his last days. You will see their eyes dart around more as if they're calculating their next move and counting the number of people who see them for who they are. They may have a sudden forced smile that does not reach their eyes. Their facial expressions seem off, like they're struggling to maintain composure. This look appears when they realize someone has figured them out, when they know that manipulations are no longer working, or when they feel backed into a corner with no way to regain control. It is fleeting, but if you catch it, it's unmistakable. It's not just guilt, it is fear of exposure, fear of losing their power, and fear that their entire carefully crafted world is crumbling. Number 5, their face shows they're busted. Facial expressions don't lie. A narcissist may try to keep up appearances, but their face tells the truth. You may notice tightness in their jaw, an unnatural stiffness in their smile, or a flicker of panic when they think no one is looking. Their once confident demeanor looks forced, almost robotic at this time. They may start making exaggerated expressions to overcompensate forced grins, over-the-top frowns, or expressions that do not quite match the situation. It's as if their face is struggling to keep up with the act they have performed so well for years. As they say, their matrix starts glitching and you see a person who is trying to be something, but now they have no idea who or what to be. The more they realize they cannot keep up their illusion, the more their face betrays them. And if you look closely, you will see it, an expression that says, "This is slipping away from me, and I do not know how to stop it." They may even avoid mirrors or cameras more than usual. A narcissist who once loved to see their reflection may start to flinch when they catch sight of themselves, because deep down they know what they see isn't the same as what they want the world to believe. Which one of these signs have you seen in a silently collapsing narcissist? Let me know in the comments. With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.